Welcome back to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. It is a done deal. William Ruto is decided to humiliate his deputy president. William Ruto is decided to kick out Rigathi Gachagua, a man he chose at the expense of the current interior CS Kithure Kindiki, because Mount Kenya MPs voted and told him, "We have given you Kithure Kindiki." Not on one occasion. I'm told they voted for a period of, was it twice or thrice? And in all the occasions, Kithure Kindiki defeated Rigathi Gachagua. But there was this discussion that if you look at the larger Mount Kenya, the eastern part did not have as much votes as the other side. Eastern is Embu and Meru. And they felt that had Kithure Kindiki been given that mantle, maybe some of the other Mount Kenya electorates would have voted for ODM because of Martha Karua. And there was another explanation that Rigathi Gachagua is a go-getter. At some point, it's alleged that he even slapped one of the Mount Kenya politicians. It is also rumored that he demanded some millions of shillings that he had invested in the campaigns, because it is said Rigathi Gachagua invested in that campaign. And it forced William Ruto to call Kithure Kindiki and he told him, allow Rigathi Gachagua to take over. When I form government, I'll make you my first minister. And that is how Kithure Kindiki gave in. But less than 3 years, less than 2 years, they have decided to part ways. And it is a very messy divorce. Raila's name is being rooted in, and many of the Mount Kenya politicians are trying to use Raila's name as a bait so that they can support Rigathi Gachagua. Raila, as I said earlier, is in a very big dilemma because his hands are tied. He is supporting William Ruto, and he has nominated about 4 people to help Ruto in some of the ministerial positions, and Raila says those are experts. I wonder whether they are experts. You will decide on your own. There is a crisis meeting that Raila is attending. Tomorrow he will officiate that meeting, and in that meeting we are told Raila is going to announce, or rather they are going to take a position, the parliamentary group position, on whether to support Rigathi's impeachment or to save him. And as I opined earlier, they're going to come out with a resolution that let members of parliament decide on their own. But there is another hot topic that William Ruto is pushing Raila to give him someone as Rigathi's replacement, that after Rigathi has been pushed out, then he should be replaced with someone from the ODM party. And it is a hot debate that is trending, and many people feel it was even recorded that William Ruto has invested millions of shillings in the ODM parliamentary group meeting tomorrow, so that they come up with someone who can deputize who can deputize William Samoei Ruto once Rigathi is kicked out, because William Ruto has the numbers, depending on how Raila is going to play his cards. Rigathi's fate, I said earlier, lies in Raila's hands. If Raila says, let us not vote, not telling them that decide on your own. By the way, if Raila comes up with a position, if tomorrow you see the ODM Secretary General saying that we have decided, because this is a party of democracy, we have allowed members of parliament to scrutinize the charges that will be leveled against Rigathi Gachagua, and we have urged them to look at it carefully and decide on their own on how to vote, just know that that is green light given to members of parliament to impeach Rigathi Gachagua. So people are waiting with bated breath to hear what Raila is going to say. If he supports the impeachment, you know what they're going to say. If he does not, you know. But the topic that is high is that he is going to look for someone. William Ruto is pushing him to nominate someone to deputize Rigathi Gachagua. Ladies and gentlemen, that is what I want us to look at, because they are saying William Ruto has invested a lot of money. But do you really think that Raila, in his right senses, with the current political temperatures, can decide to give William Ruto someone from the ODM to deputize him? Do you think after Rigathi Gachagua has been impeached, because Rigathi is going to be impeached and this case is going to end in court, it is only Martha Koome and the team that can save Rigathi Gachagua? Hey, if Rigathi is saved by the courts, what do you think is going to happen? What do you think it is? How do you think this government is going to look like? Many people feel that if he comes back, then William Ruto, it will be the turn of William Ruto to face an impeachment motion. But ladies and gentlemen, do you think Raila Odinga can nominate someone, or ODM can take a position that we have decided that it is Gladys Wanga, the Homa Bay governor, or it is Opiyo and I, the energy CS, or we have decided we are giving it to Joho or Paranya? Do you think they can give William Ruto to someone to deputize him? And I'm here to humbly submit to you that that is a big no. You can take it to the bank. Raila Odinga cannot give William Ruto someone to deputize him. And I want to give you just 4 reasons why, from where I sit, in my very considered opinion, Raila cannot. Kindly subscribe to our channel if you're watching us for the first time. Don't forget to click the notification bell. Many people ask me why am I not getting the notifications when you release a video. It is because you've not turned on the notification bell. Give us more support by giving this video likes. And to all our returning subscribers and our supporters, thank you very much. Thank you for sharing our videos. I don't take it for granted. Ladies and gentlemen, Raila Odinga cannot give that position to anybody in the ODM. You know, Raila is currently seeking for a position as the African Union Commission chairperson. He does not know whether he's going to get it. He's not sure. And so there is the question of seniority. If Raila does not get that seat, Raila would still want to remain the senior-most politician within the ODM ranks, the senior-most politician in Nyanza, the senior-most politician in Coast and Western. If he makes a mistake of nominating someone to become a deputy president, flying a flag, then we are going to have 2 centers of power. Any ambitious politician would not make that mistake. And for the years that Raila has been in politics, I believe he cannot do that. I know Raila has made several mistakes. He's human. But on this, he cannot give William Ruto someone to deputize William Ruto. Because whether he gets it or not, let's say he gives, for example, Joho, for example, or Opiyo and I, and then people go for the AU seat election and he fails. So he comes back, and Wandai is already a deputy president, the second in command in the nation, and Raila is a civilian. People tend to associate with the flag, and I can assure you, even the loyalty that Wandai will have towards Raila will be different. It will not be business as usual, because Wandai will have the security, the secretariat, and everything. And Raila will be forced somehow, because I know Wandai respects Raila, but I'm just using him as an example. But it will force Raila to address Wandai in the same stature. Let's say people are in a function. So it means Raila has to speak first, then Wandai as the deputy president will speak last as he invites the president. So in Nyanza, there will be 2 centers of power, and this is something that Raila would not want. The seniority, complex will not allow Raila to nominate someone to give William Ruto. And therefore, I dismiss this. Raila cannot give William Ruto someone to deputize him after, if Rigathi Gachagua is ousted. Number two, this will divide the party in the middle. You saw when Raila announced that he was going for the AU seat, people started, there were wrangles. Joe had his camp, those people wanted to take over. Oparanya had his camp. You remember how they had started the propaganda, that Joe at some point was missing in action. He was not in the demonstrations. Those who were supporting Oparanya was saying, Oparanya has been there with Raila, and Joe was like, when Raila went for the mock swearing in as the people's president, I was there when others cowed. So there was accusations. Mbadi, on the other hand, had the feeling that no, as a Luo, I cannot let this party go to any other person. I mean, it was bad. The Embakasi member of parliament, um, mm, Babu Wino, had also said that he must be on the table of negotiations where people are talking on how to inherit the power from Raila. And if he's not going to be on that table, they will kick it. So there was a lot of wrangles. Today, if Raila decides, for example, to nominate Joho or someone from the coast, Laws will be asking, where are we? And if he nominates someone and let, for example, he might say that that people like Wandai, Oparanya, and Joe are already in ministerial positions, and he picks someone who is on a lower cadre, he will not get the ODM party. The members will start saying, okay, how can he go for someone who's a junior? There will be regional division. There will be seniority division. The party will not read from the same page again. Others will start saying, we have supported Raila for long. Why did he sideline us? Things like that. And Raila wants ODM party to remain strong because he does not know what is going to happen. That brings me to the third reason. 2027 election is still fresh. And I know Raila has messed psychologically and indirectly. He stopped the Gen Z's demonstration. And get me well, psychologically and indirectly, because he never told the Gen Zs to stop the demonstrations. When he teamed up with Ruto, he psychologically he had influenced, and his people retracted from the streets. And because he's got the numbers, the demonstration stopped. Raila has people. If you look at the appointment that he gave Joho, because Joho in ODM is the senior most person in the coast. So when the coastarians look at him, they will say, yeah, he remembered our man. He selected Oparanya, who is the senior most politician in ODM from Western. Simbarati. In ODM, Simbarati is almost the senior most politician from Kisii. And Raila was doing that to ensure that he's still controlling those bases. So that if William Ruto would want to go to coast because of Raila's support, then he has to pass through Raila. And Raila knows very well that politics is dynamic. Let me tell you, don't rule a possibility of Raila teaming up with people of the mountain. I know it looks far-fetched, but if you know politics, there are no permanent enemies and permanent, friends. They might decide if Rigathi is impeached that we also want to teach William Ruto a lesson, and the only person who can deal with him is Raila Amolo Odinga. The same way Raila Amolo Odinga has been unleashed, or rather the ODM has been unleashed against Rigathi, because Rigathi's fate relies on Raila's hands. They might decide and tell him, Raila, come and let us team up. Because Raila's age, he will go for a one term, and that will be the dangling carrot. Even when they go to Mount Kenya, they will tell him, this man is only going to rule for one term and then he's going to give us back this. Raila is looking at 2027. Let's say, for example, he has nominated someone as a deputy president. Come 2027, that will be the senior most politician from Luoland. And that person would want to, because that person shall have tasted power, that person might decide, Ruto might just say, we are still going with Wandai, Opio, or Wanga, or Joe, or Oparanya, or whoever he is. We are still going to team up with him as a deputy, as my running mate. Yet Raila will still be saying, no, I want to contest. Maybe the Mount Kenya people to Uhuru comes and tells him, can you contest? So he does not want to mix the matrix in 2027. And that is why he cannot nominate someone to deputy as William Samoei Ruto. I could be wrong, but I believe he cannot. The last one. Raila does not want to be used the accusing fingers to be pointed at him. Because Rigathi has maintained that if you hear his henchmen, they're saying it is Raila who is impeaching Rigathi because of the numbers. William Ruto could not get the numbers. And so Raila does not want to be accused of, is the one who went there to rock the party from within, and now he has done what? He has impeached Rigathi Gachagua. That's why they are going to tell us that, let each and every MP look at the charges, whether they meet the threshold and the merit to impeach Rigathi Gachagua. Finally, Ruto can use that person to divide ODM, to divide, western part, the support base of Raila Odinga. As I've said, when a person has been given that flag with the security, with everything, let me tell you, that person will be like a hyena that has tasted blood. And so when you want to take it from him, he will not. So Ruto will tell him, you go, because you're the deputy president, you have tasted this, go and bring the votes. Don't rely on Raila to bring the votes. Give us the votes. Go and get it for yourself. Remember how they're saying that Rigathi was not supposed to be the deputy president. They had selected who? Kithure Kindiki. And now that is what under the bridge. You cannot tell Rigathi Gachagua, who is already a deputy president, that you are not supposed to be a deputy president, and therefore Rigathi is saying Useguze Murima because he's the deputy president. Once Raila makes a mistake of nominating someone to become a deputy president, that person will be privy to some intelligence report. That person, he will start campaigning for himself, and there are those people who automatically will be his supporters. He will be taking goodies to those places. And let's say he's not someone from the Luo land, because maybe that person can have some respect for Raila. Let's say he nominates someone from Western or Coast. That person, Coastarians will say, this is a Kenyan and he deserves to be a deputy president, and therefore don't come and tell us that he must lick your boots. And that's why I'm telling you that with those reasons, I believe Raila cannot, and he has declined, if at all, he was approached to give a deputy president. That's my take. What do you think?